Hi there. When it comes to gardening, knowing the right tool for the right task is vital and saves you a lot of time, energy, and effort. Today I'm going to talk about 10 different tools that we commonly use in the garden and how to use them. My name is Calvin Gardner. I am the Urban Residential Horticulture Extension Agent for Orange County, Florida, and I work with the local gardens and community gardens around the city and throughout the county. So follow me today as we look at all these different tools that you can use to save yourself time and energy in your garden. The first two tools I want to talk to you about today are shovels. Now, there are two different kinds of shovels, and often we get them mixed up. First, you have more of what we call a spade. Now, this has a flat end on it. Now, it's not very good for breaking very deep into soil, but it is really good for using that flat line to get you a good line on any of your garden beds. And also, if you're doing anything with turf, it's great for getting the edging there. And then you can get underneath and grab whatever you need to with that flat end. Now, when it comes to a normal shovel, you see it's got more of a pointed end. It's better for stabbing into the dirt. And just remember that all shovels have a flat panel on the back that you put your foot on, and it helps you drive it deeper into the soil. Now, you can use either one of these, but each one is made for a specific task throughout the garden. The next tools I want to talk about here are rakes. So you'll often see these rakes in the store. This is more of a leaf rake. It won't really get you a whole lot of soil movement, but it will help you do some fine grading over the top and help you move leaves around your garden, especially if you have fallen oak leaves or any trees on the premises. This will come in handy. Now we have more of a heavy duty rake here, which has more metallic prongs on the end of it that don't budge, and you can use this to be able to grade more of the soil through your garden. A lot of people use them to help build up their own rows, but I often prefer to actually use a shovel to build my rows, and then I come in with a rake to help grade the ground and get it nice and flat and ready for seeding. Another noteworthy tool is if you're going to be putting a lot of beds in the ground, you need to be digging a lot of holes. A hole digger will work perfect for you. You just stab these into the ground and it pulls up dirt, and it basically creates a perfect size hole to drop a 4x4 or a 2x4 into the ground to help you structure some of your beds or your trellises. Another really important set of tools in the garden are garden hoes. Now, they come in all different shapes and sizes, but this is a common one that we use, which is called a loop hoe. And all you do is you take it, you find the weed that you're going to go ahead and root up, and you just slide it right underneath that weed. What it does is it cuts up the roots and it pulls that weed right out of the ground. Now, this will save you a lot of time doing weeding in your garden, which is typically one of the most time-consuming tasks you'll have. Some really important tools are handheld in the garden as well. Specifically, some pruning shears are great for, well, doing what they're made for, pruning, which means coming in and cleanly cutting off different plant leaves that you may have that are diseased or may just be overgrowing, and helping you to be able to keep your plants healthy and disease-free throughout the season. Another one is just a handheld hoe. This is a handheld Italian hoe, and these are very wonderful for when you're getting in close around plants. You can grab all the different weeds around the plants and move around and kind of skirt the base of plants while you weed. And then you also have a garden spade, a small shovel that is really important when you go plant different kinds of plants throughout the garden, because you don't want to be digging through the dirt with your hands. Last tool I want to talk about today is a pitchfork. Now, these are really great for moving slightly composted, larger pieces of mulch and hay and leaves, so you can really stab them into larger piles and get a much bigger chunk than you would if you were going to put in a shovel or not. So these are just 10 different tools that you can use throughout your garden. You don't need to go and purchase them all, but when you have a big task in front of you, know what tool will do the best at achieving it. If you have any further questions about tools or any part of the garden, please feel free to reach out to your local extension, where we'd be happy to talk to you about each of these subjects.